Hi, my name is Chris Ryan and welcome to Las Colinas Golf Resort here in Spain. This is one of the most anticipated weeks in the golfing calendar. It is, of course, the first major of the year. It's the US Masters at Augusta. I look forward to this event so much, especially this winter when we've had rain, we've had snow, we've had hail, all sorts of conditions which have made it very, very difficult to play golf. This, for many golfers around the world, signifies the start of the golfing season. So with that in mind, the 3 videos this week are all going to be themed around the Masters. The first video, we're going to be taking a look at putting. The Masters is well known for having huge breaking putts, and we're going to show you 2 techniques which you can use next time you play, which are going to help you deal with those breaking putts much better. Yes, it is the week of the US Masters, definitely one of my most favourite weeks. I look forward to this for so long, especially through the winter in the UK. It's freezing, it's cold, it's snowy. I cannot wait for this week, and it is finally here. So when we hear the Masters, we straight away think about a few things. We think about the greens, the speed of the greens, the slope of the greens, and we also think about just how fantastically manicured the golf course is. So if we were to take the average golfer to Augusta, they probably would not shoot their handicap, and there's a few reasons why. But one of those reasons would be just the severity of the slopes on the greens. And golfers don't tend to deal with sloping putts particularly well. So with this Masters theme, we're going to give you 2 little key tips or pieces of advice that you can use to help you deal with breaking putts a little bit better. So I've found myself a putt here. We're at Las Colinas, this fantastic golf resort in Spain, and this ball is going to be breaking quite significantly from left to right. I reckon it's probably 35 feet in total, so I really need to establish how much this is going to break so I can give myself the best chance of holding it, and if not, just give myself a tap in as my second shot. So breaking putts, there's 2 things we're going to talk about. The first thing we're going to talk about is something called entry point. So we're going to take a look at this left to right breaking putt, and we're going to start off up by the hole and discuss what entry point is. So we're talking here about something called entry point. Now the ball that I'm hitting is behind where you're viewing this from, so directly behind the camera. And so on a direct line from the ball to the hole, this would be the front of the hole, this would be the back of the hole. However, when we are hitting a putt with some break, and we've already said that this is a left to right breaking putt approaching from this side here, the front of the hole changes. So I've got a little device here which I use. This is from Vizio, and you can just see it's like a colour wheel. So if I was to place that behind the hole, you can see how the green segment would indicate the front of the hole, and it would also indicate the back of the hole. But when the putt is breaking and it's approaching from, let's say, over here, as we said, the front of the hole is different. So if I was to place that over the hole, I think the new front of the hole is probably this purple segment here. The back of the hole, therefore, is also that purple segment there. So once I can establish what the new front of the hole is, so here is the front of the hole, I can really start to visualize that putt breaking and obviously dropping in. The last 3 to 4 feet of any putt is really, really important because the ball is at its slowest. It's taking the most amount of break, and it's really, really key that we start to visualize how that ball is going to enter the hole, and we can start to read it back from there. So just remember, when it's a breaking putt, the front of the hole is not necessarily the bit that's closest to you, it's the bit that the ball will be approaching. So as we said here, if the green is the front from a direct line, I think purple is where this ball is going to enter from. So really thinking about your entry point is step 1 to really improving the way that you putt on these big breaking putts. So we've now established that the golf ball is not approaching at the front of the hole as we see it from here. It's coming in at a slight angle, as we've just seen. So the second key to really dealing with these putts much, much better is thinking about start line. Now you'll notice that down in front of my golf ball, I have got a putting gate. Now putting gate is very simply just a gate that we can position anywhere on the green, and we can try and roll the ball through that gate. So having read this putt and knowing that it is from left to right, using my knowledge of the entry point, which is more from the left, once I've read this putt, I've got a pretty good idea about how the ball is going to roll across the green and the line it's going to take. What I've then done is I've placed that putting gate right across that line. Now, if you were to ask me to hit this putt now, where do you think or where do you believe my focus is going to be? Well, it's going to be very much on, can I get my ball straight through that gate? I realise that slightly off with the putter alignment, and it's going to hit either side of the gate, and this being on YouTube, I'm going to look pretty foolish. So when I'm over the ball, my focus is actually within the first 2 feet of the putt. And that's really, really important, because when we've got this severe left to right breaking putt, it's very, very easy to get preoccupied with where the hole is and actually start to push the ball out to the right, because that's where the hole is. It's absolutely key that we focus on our start line. The other thing this is going to do for me is it's going to give me the idea that really all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to hit a straight putt. I'm trying to hit a straight putt from here through that gate. I just have to hit that with enough pace that it reaches the hole. So the two together, understanding the entry point, being able to read the green based on that, and then focusing very much on your start line, are two great ways that you can improve your putting when you've got quite a bit of break. So let me have a go. Let me see if I can get this ball through that gate and somewhere near that hole. Okay, so I managed to get it pretty much through the gate, and it's tracking nicely, and that's just pulled up about a foot short of the hole. But the line was absolutely fantastic, and that was really what I was trying to sort of do with this little exercise, is get the line absolutely spot on. So think about that process. The first thing I did was establish what the break was. It was left to right. I then went up to the hole and I established what my entry point was. Where was the ball going to be going into the hole? When I came back to my golf ball, I was then able to much better visualize the trace or the line that the ball would take from here to the hole. I then focused very much on, can I start my ball on that intended line? And that's the kind of process I want you to go through when you're faced with these really tricky breaking putts. Think about the entry point, and then focus on your start line and try and hit your start line. Try and ignore the fact that this ball may well break by 15, 20 feet, whatever it may be. Once it's hit, your job is to start the ball on your intended line. So if you are struggling with breaking putts, many, many golfers do, try these two little techniques, and I think you'll find you'll hit this putt much, much closer and hopefully eliminate some of those three putts. So thank you very much for watching. As I say, it is US Masters Week this week. Let me know who you think is going to win. I really hope that Tiger wins it. I'm not too sure whether he's quite back enough to win this big event, but I really hope he features, and I hope he's there on Sunday. Usual stuff is down below. There's a comments box down there. There's a like button. And there's also a link over here to subscribe. Click that and it means you won't miss any of the content. Thank you once again for watching. We'll see you back here again soon.